A new artist, Mr. Vernon Giscombe. Can you just stand up and come up front right quick? We have a new artist in the house. Thank you, Brother Giscombe. Just say a few words to us.
Oh, okay.
All right.
This is my first time getting on the mic. I'm not really a proud person, but my name is Vernon Giscombe. I have no history in any art gallery or anything. This is one of my art I love to do I paint on anything. But I'm not a painter I don't use oils. I love colored pencils. Majority of my career I did black and whites. I really got into color because I started doing clothes. I'm a veteran in a sense, not in an army sense. I'm from the streets. I've been incarcerated, so art saved my life, taught me to have patience, actually taught me how to get inside myself and get outside of a box that we were all put in. So now I spend the majority of my time teaching. I teach fourth graders, third graders, second graders, best people in the world. They walk away with more. I've tried adults and I've tried teenagers. Teenagers, I either gotta fight them or I gotta cuss them out. Adults, they know everything, so you can't teach them nothing. You usually wind up cursing all the time when you're around adults and you're trying to teach them stuff. So I'm one of these people, I'll sit here and talk all night, but I'm not. I'm trying to cut it as short as possible. But this is what I do. I don't go out much. This is my first time in an event, say over 2-3 years. I don't go anywhere besides from my house to the school. Don't like relationships, don't allow me to work. So my time on this planet now, I spend it teaching the young kids. I try to give them common sense. That's my code word when you come to my class. Don't allow cell phones. I'm a Matrix fan. I love that movie because we're so plugged into the Matrix. We don't have time to even look each other in the eyes. Walk in the street, everybody is like this. So, like I said, I'm not a great talker. I can talk all night, but when I'm in front of people, I have to control my vocabulary and my cursing. And I'm a very vulgar person because I get passionate about what I talk about. Like I said, I'm a veteran. My biggest thing is listen to all the veterans. I don't have a platform. That's what I see. I don't have a platform because I don't know anyone that accept that once a criminal is not always a criminal. Most of the times when they see my, oh, it's beautiful. Oh, I'll give you $60. Give me my stuff. You know, so biggest lesson I'm learning is strangers are my best friends now. People who are away from Harlem. I just got $1,500 for a picture that I didn't even have to send the original to. Stranger. Family don't want to give me nothing. They want to have me do work because they've fed me before. So that's why I stay in my enclave, and I love it, and that's who I am. Yes, I think I have a question.
Brother, is that you say you don't have a platform, but your platform is to unplug from the Matrix.
Yeah, well, when I say I don't have a platform, what I was trying to say is most doors that I get into, it usually gets shut once they find out my story. When I start talking about my story, it usually gets shut. I'll give you an example. I call myself a veteran because I've been in war all my life. I was born in a third world country. For the first 9 years of my life, I woke up on the floor thinking that I had a sleep problem, not knowing that my mom was kicking me off the bed because they're shooting. She don't want me to get shot. Going to school, I didn't see police cars. I saw army tanks. You know, coming here, I thought I was going to see Happy Days. There was no Happy Days. There was no white picket fence. I was an outcast. My so-called brothers and sisters were step brothers and sisters in a sense. So I was always no gifts or the wackest gifts. So when I say I'm a veteran, I always have to look to the streets to actually find any kind of advice as far as father figures and stuff. So again, once I've been through prison and I came out and I'm trying to do my artwork, the first disappointment I had was another artist who was exhibiting at Medgar's College. Someone told him that I was an artist and I wanted to get a spot. Would he allow me to put a picture there? He said, sure, no problem. Left the picture as an example, and the next day at class, the professor told me, well, he just said that he don't want you to exhibit. So I thought my, art wasn't the right thing to do. If this artist is not going to allow me to exhibit, and the reason was because he found that I was an ex-prisoner. So when I say I don't have a platform, I don't know. The only platform for prisoners that I know that are artists, they are in prison. There's a big program for artists in prison, right? So let me give you the schematics as far as mentally. If you're in prison for 25 years and you work for a company called the Foundry, you make chairs, hospital beds, manhole covers, fire hydrants. These are professional workers. They're welders and so forth. For 25 years, right? And he comes out and he goes to the company called Corecraft, who's comes and get this stuff and takes it to the hospitals and so forth. He goes to Corecraft. Guess what? They're not hiring. Same thing with the art foundation that I'm talking about. The only way to get exhibited in Albany in this big art thing is to be a prisoner. So when I say no platform, this is what I'm talking about. First of all, I'm intimidated to sit there and hear veterans talk about what they go through. These are real veterans. These guys have been to war. What am I going to talk about? This is like two different venues to me.
This is your platform.
You know.
Yes, yes, this is the platform. Yes, yes.
I say, keep telling your story because I hear more positive than negative.
That's right.
I've been told that.
Especially with the kids. So if you feel somebody is not accepting you, I think you should just blare that out because I hear more positive coming from you than anything else.
Well, let me say this, as far as what you're saying. This is why I say the way I live. See, I'm satisfied in a sense. I heard someone say something similar. I believe it's the brother there when they asked me about his paycheck. I'm good, to tell you the truth. The only reason I'm here is because I believe in faith.
Yes.
And I was walking past a sister one day named Lena or something. She's a vendor. Lorna. And it's just like we just started talking, and she said, "You ever been to the art gallery?" "What art gallery?" "State Building." I've never been in State Building. I've been in Harlem my whole life, almost. Never been in State Building. I never had a reason to. The only thing that attracted me to the State Building is that powerful statue outside. I love that statue. I wore a raincoat just because of that statue. every time I walk past going to work, I throw my raincoat and I look at it. And that's worth my kids. So, like I said, I'm good. I would like to be exhibited. I have a whole ton of work. Actually, the work that I have now, all new work. I've been an artist for over 35 years, and the ventures that I've been through, I've lost 25 years of artwork in a fire and a flood, stuff like that. So everything that I have now is stuff that I'm like working on it. And I have to stop because I was trying to pay bills with it. And as an artist, I didn't learn to be an artist to pay bills. I learned art to get a grip of my sanity, not to be like everybody else. You know, I'm making a point not to dress like everybody else, talk like everybody else, or be like anybody else. So that's why one of my main pieces is called Outside the Box. And it's a bunch of dudes trying to get out of the box. And they're just so scared to just be different, you know. So I don't mind telling my story no matter where I go. I've had the last girl that I was in, a woman I should say, I was in a relationship with. The main thing that I was not attracted to it is she told me, well, when you're around my family, make sure you don't say anything about prison. And I'm like, what? I said, well, that's me. I learned everything from prison. I learned how to cook. I learned how to stare a person in the eyes. I learned to be a man, to tell you the truth. And to be honest, a lot of our young people, they're not going to learn unless they go somewhere like that. Wow. It's just a reality, you know. But the reality behind that, majority of the time, is because they don't have a father. They get down on my son. He's 23, but my son is not on drugs. He's not a criminal. He loves his father. Stays out of trouble. So I tell him to leave him alone. He'll find his way. See, we don't have that. We're told now in the school, and this is what I do, I teach opposite of school, because the school is teaching us to be in, they're teaching our kids to be in a cubicle. You know, no one is being taught to blow up on their own, stray away from the fly, because we are told we gotta fly like ducks, you know, in a sense. So that's my main goal. I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring anything else to society. So that's who I am.
Thank you, nice meeting you. Thank you for your introduction to yourself.
For our brother, he has
All right.
a question.
Can we do a part? We'll take one question.
His question.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, I didn't see you, Mr.
Okay.
What's your question, please?
It's not a question, it was a statement. One,
Okay.
I wanted to say it's commendable, because I've worked with kids all my life, that you're nurturing them. So that's a blessing in its own.
Thank you,
You
sir.
know, I think, and brother, you're an artist.
Yes,
All right? You know, you haven't gone the quote-unquote traditional way, but what is the traditional way when it comes to art?
yes.
All right, so, my brother, you're an artist.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you.